Hey, what's up? I'm Kim Witte of Witte Artistry. I'm an artist and makeup artist. I turned into the Zethek from my favorite book series, Abarat. This is a creature that skeleton glows, it flies, and it's forever hungry. Let's get into the tutorial, shall we? A very special thank you to Brad Shear and Dantastic for your extreme support on my Patreon. Thank you so much. Haven't done this in a while. It's good to see you guys. I gotta braid my hair now because it's like ridiculously long to get it out of the way for the character. I will be pinning it behind my head so I can have it as smooth as possible. I'm going to glue down my eyebrows with a water-soluble glue. Yes, it comes out in the shower really easy. And for this one, I've always wanted to do a character from a book series called Abarat. This is called a Zethek. I always was nervous and afraid to do them or anything from this universe because everything is so whimsical and oddly shaped that I was like, there's no way I can make my human body into that shape. But guess what? I did. So I drew the outline with an eyebrow pencil like I used to do a long time ago. And then I'm using yellow body paint to just fill in all of those areas. I am following the reference of Clive Barker's painting. He did make paintings of the Zethek. Basically, they're these like flying bat creature things that have glowing skeletons and they just look super cool. So I painted the skeleton yellow and I got the outline of my face going. They have these huge funky teeth, these big eyes, this frumpy frog-headed shape face. It was quite challenging, honestly. I didn't know how I was going to do this. So I put orange over my eyelids. I decided I was going to paint the eyes on. It was the only way to do this, while also creating a semi-functional mouth that is my mouth at the same time. And they glow all sorts of colors, and Clive uses all these beautiful colors in his paintings, ranging from reds to blacks to blues to greens. So I decided to go with something in between that uses the yellows, oranges, greens, and blues. I just thought it was a really pretty color palette that would just vibrant up this creature. I'm creating the outline of the body. They are very thin creatures with really long wings, with like spiky bones. I just love everything about this series. So I'm filling in all of the negative space with like a mid-tone blue. I am leaving patches of green, and I'll be adding patches of slightly other colors later. And then I outlined each of the yellow bones with orange body paint, and then I am outlining the edge of the character in black. This will create a cool illusion like it's not there because I'm in front of a black background. Outline very, very carefully so you don't ruin the work that you already did. And now I'm going to cover my ears and my neck and my hair to just make the illusion work. But I haven't gotten to the hair yet part because I wasn't sure what I was going to do next. I added nostrils, and now I'm going to add some highlights to the bones. Just using solid white. This character was really easy as far as blending. There's not much mixing of paint. It's just painting directly on. This is water activated body paint if you're new here. Hi. So you just use water, a little bit of paint. I was using Wolf and Mayron, I think, for the most of this. And I'm highlighting all the edges of the blue too. This is just with a blue paint that I added some white to, so it creates a nice, pretty sky blue. And now I'm adding texture. Clive Barker's paintings are very textural. I think he paints with the palette sometimes or just doesn't blend things, but I wanted to pay homage to the actual artist since this is his creature. Now I'm blending orange on the edges and highlighting the eyebrows. I did decide I was going to make his little, I don't know what they are, but like cheek frill things with paper and attach them. I have been trying to add paper prosthetics to my body paints. I did a couple recently that you can see on my Instagram. Hopefully I'll edit them someday and they'll come out on YouTube, but you know, no guarantees. I'm adding white highlights to the face as well and a little bit of scaling for texture. Green to the nose, making some nostrils. I look like a glowing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle and it's awesome. Filling in the lip with green. And I'll be carefully outlining the teeth in a dark green and then outlining the edges of the teeth in a dark brown and unshading the teeth in a yellowy brown so they don't look perfect. Because all Zethek do are eat, so they gotta have some wear and tear on their tusks. Outline that brown. I'm adding some more highlights too. So there's going to be highlights throughout most of the body, but mainly just on the bones since they do literally emanate light. Now with Pros Aid, I'm going to be attaching paper prosthetics I made. It's literally just thick cardstock paper painted with body paint that I'm going to be gluing to the side of my head. They have these funky little 3 frills that just dangle down. They look like little check marks. I'm not sure what they are or what their function is, but they look cool, and this really changes the shape of my face. I love this part. And then I decided I needed to fill in my hair before I could decide if I wanted to make eyebrow ones or not. And I did end up deciding I needed to do so. So I'm attaching those. They're the same color as the ones I painted on. I just thought it would be neat if they actually stuck out of my head. So adding Pros-Aide, which you do have to wait till Pros-Aide is completely dry before you can attach it. It's kind of like contact cement. So I'm attaching those. And I just love how this character looks. Moving on to the eyes, which was the challenging part, because you have to like look down while still having your eyes open. Make sure you wait for each layer to dry in between so it doesn't crack. I did spray MAC Fix Plus fixative spray on my eyelids first, and now I'm outlining the edges of the eyeballs in dark green and creating texture around those eyeballs to make the illusion that they're an eye socket. Now I'm shading the eye with dark brown, adding a highlight, and adding pupils. The pupils are difficult to nail so you don't look cross-eyed, but if you look cross-eyed, it's not the worst thing ever. My roommate brought me some water. That was very nice of him. And now I'm adding Fix Plus to seal in the entire thing and just a final highlight on the eyes to really bring the character to life. I love it. What do you think? I'm upset about my tax returns. Someone ought to give me a cookie. I have declared it. It must happen now. I look so funny. It's like a battle toad. Thank you guys so much for sticking to the end of this makeup tutorial. I love it. I did not expect this to go so well. The original Zethek is like this weird bat humanoid thing, but its head looks like a frumpy toad, and I did not think I could pull it off, but here I am. I did it. I just sat down and finally painted an Abarat character. I've wanted to do Abarat characters since I started makeup, and I just thought they were too impossible to do because they're weirdly shaped, but I love the Abarat series. It's so whimsical, and Clive Barker's writing is so good. I am so proud of how this turned out, and I like my little fringes and my eye spikes. Also, huge shout out to my wonderful Patreon producers. Wow. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do stuff like this, so thank you so much for encouraging me. This would look so cool under UV light. I used so much UV paint in this. I wish I had a black light, but I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.